Hello everyone, this is Fantasy-esque and welcome back to the Fairy Amazon Challenge in The Sims 4. We are following the reign of Queen Cypria Reed Daisy, who has recently witnessed the increasing bad blood between the Night Ember twins. Vivian and Titania's sisterhood has all but fallen apart. Vivian blames Titania for giving up her friendship with Lynette in defense of Vivian, and Titania blames her sister's friendship with Uther for the destruction of their close bond with the Crown Princess, especially now that they see Tinka and Sycorax taking the place that was always meant to be theirs. We are picking up at 3 a.m. on Monday. Princess Lynette was busy sparring with her sister Jadis, and her relationship with Jadis, I'm noticing, is also getting worse. She already had I wouldn't say bad impression, but she just didn't gel with her sister from the very beginning, but they used to stay out of each other's way. Now it seems as though Jadis and Lynette are clashing more and more, but kind of under the surface. So like the others don't really see this happening between the princesses. They more or less present a united front, but when they spar with each other, it's supposed to be friendly, but I think Lynette is starting to notice the little jabs that her sister does towards her. Anyways, she wants to confess to being socially awkward to someone. She is the type of person who just needs to tell a close friend, a family member, that she is going through these struggles and maybe talk it out. Whereas Jadis is very opposite. I don't think Jadis needs to consult others. She makes all the plans internally and then she just goes and does it. But let's see who Lynette is going to speak to. She has a 76 friendship with Cypria, a -98 with Titania, a 12 with Kayla, a 56 with Catarina, a -51 with Vivian, a 36 with Bren, a -29 with Brant, a 57 with Tinka, a 39 with Sycorax, and a -42 with Jadis. So it is most definitely going to be her mother Cypria. So let's go to Cypria, and this might be in, I guess not deep talk. This would be where? Will this be in like small talk? I guess ask for social advice. So we'll go for that. She's gonna talk to her mother, maybe about her relationship with Jadis. And I'm getting really worried seeing the amount of red that Lynette has with everyone. I don't think we've had any other fairy with this much red so far. It is definitely concerning. Where's Cypria and why is it taking you so long to get to her? She's all the way there. Come on, let's get a move on. Okay. Can you interrupt your mother? Oh, is she speaking to her mother from a distance? Almost as though she doesn't want to kind of interrupt. It's really sad that Lynette has become so uncertain and unsure of her place as Crown Princess. I mean, she should be able to walk in wherever she wants, like Princess Zara Cloudy Snell used to do, and demand attention. But Lynette doesn't. She's more cautious, and she knows that she's kind of walking on eggshells with a lot of the fairies. Oh, I was like, is Uther gonna talk to her? No. For a second it seemed like it. But she's talking to her mother. She's letting her mother know that she has these concerns. But I don't know how much she'd be able to say kind of in the company of every other fairy. But I think Lynette, she is making an attempt at keeping her mother in the loop. But like I mentioned last time, she kind of doesn't realize that every time she overshares with her mother, her standing in her mother's eyes, it just lowers itself. Very unfortunate. Okay, Cypria meanwhile wants to be friendly with Dame Tinka. Okay, I think she is probably wanting to express, let's talk about warm temperature. I think she wants to express her gratitude that even though her daughter is incompetent, people like Tinka and Sycorax are befriending her, sticking close to her, giving her some sort of companionship. So she's going to summon Tinka to her to give thanks. She was really, really happy with Vivian and Titania being friends and in the princess's close circle, but she knows that friendship has run its course. But thankfully, Tinka and Sycorax have kind of stepped up when she was worried that Lynette would be left without any allies. Brent, meanwhile, wants to be friendly with a non-household sim. I'm going to interpret that as Uther. If it was still the breeding season, or if we still had little girls in the female faculty, I would have associated that with Brittany, maybe, Lady Brittany. But since there's no reason right now for the fairies of the main court to talk to her, I'm going to interpret that as Uther. So where the heck is he? Let's go find Uther. Okay, Brent, you are going to talk about his relationship with the fairy youth. You know what, she was just talking to Sycorax. Sycorax and Uther had a little bit of a spat, I think. It was mainly Sycorax prodding him, but they had a bit of a spat at Brent's party. And I think Brent is a little bit worried about their behavior today because it is also Lady Catarina's birthday. So obviously there is going to be a little birthday party, and she wants to make sure that Uther at least is on good behavior, because I don't think Brant would be blaming her daughter Sycorax for anything. She would kind of be holding Uther accountable because Uther is not her child, right? So I think that's why she wanted to talk to Uther. Catarina wants to cook a meal. Like I said, it is a birthday. She wants to start it off by getting everyone in a good mood. So let's go ahead. Oh, she can bake some things. Let's make some oatmeal cookies. She's gonna make oatmeal cookies for everyone. She's gonna get everyone together, maybe like in a decent, well-fed mood before the birthday party, so that nobody is at each other's throats. And also I think she needs an excuse to get her daughters in the same space without them clawing each other's throats out, since they did have a fight in the last episode. And some of us have been saying that it is very interesting how the drama in the fairy court is not like the death drama that happens in the vampire court. It's more to do with the relationships, the infighting, all of these kind of things. It's different in its own way, and I think it's quite fun. It's a nice change of pace. Not when there's a fire, though. Look at that. Look at that. Brent saving the day. Saving the day. Okay. Well. We just had a fire on Catarina's birthday, and the Queen's portrait got burnt once more. Now, do you guys remember the last time the portrait got burnt? Because I don't, but I kind of feel like since the last time the portrait got burnt, we have had some very sad things happening. I think the destruction of Titania, Vivian's sisterhood, and their friendship with Lynette, it might have happened after the previous time the Queen's portrait got burnt. So I don't know what's going to happen now. Like, this is something to be concerned about for sure. Okay, I moved the portrait a bit and I didn't want to. That's fine. Catarina, you were trying to make some cookies and this happened. Oh, Catarina. Wait, hold on. Bake. Seriously, Catarina, this is not, things are not looking good. We want to make our oatmeal cookies. We want to make our oatmeal cookies. But this is not a good omen. I wonder what this means. What is going to happen? And I think you guys were also asking if we're going to have another council. And yes, we will have one more council, I think, in this court, in this generation. We're going to have the Autumn Council. But the only youngster that's going to be eligible by that point is going to be Princess Lynette. Which is kind of a concern still, because you see the amount of red she has. She can call, if she makes it to the council, she can call a reckoning willy-nilly. So I'm very nervous about that. But I think the Autumn Council is going to be a final council within this generation. The next councils are going to happen in the next generation. So, who knows? Currently, I mean, beforehand, it wasn't nearly as big of a deal with the council members changing, if you think about it. But now that we have so many ruined relationships, it is actually going to become utter chaos if someone with a ruined relationship ends up on the council. Did you put that in the oven? I hope you did. Okay, finally, these oatmeal cookies, they took like everything out of us to make, but let's call to meal. We're gonna call everyone to meal. Have your oatmeal cookies, please. Let's all be in a happy, good mood. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, Lady Bran wants to chat with Tinka. Okay, I think Bran, you know what? Since Bran is someone who she was one of the only fairies who had a romantic relationship with someone in the court. And I think having grown distant from Catarina and seeing that whole relationship run its course, she would probably have the most experience in the benefits and disadvantages of a romance. And I think she would have noticed that Tinka has been getting a little bit flirtatious with Lynette. And so, out of the goodness of her heart, she, I think, wants to advise Tinka that we're gonna, let's see. How do we want to approach this? How do we want, maybe talk about fairy youth, but I think she would kind of talk about fairy youth. Yes, I think she would try and advise Tinka that in her situation, in Lynette's situation, it's probably not the best idea for her to confuse their friendship with anything more, and maybe to be a little bit more careful in the way they talk with each other and interact with each other, because she has experienced it and she doesn't want Tinka to experience it and kind of disturb the fragile friendship she and her sibling have with the princess. So yeah, I think that's what Bren's doing right now. Yes, and I think that was all that we had for the whims that I wanted to get through. But now we need to go and prepare for Catarina's birthday party. Okay, it is time for Lady Catarina's birthday celebration. So let's go ahead and get her to blow out the candles and make a wish. All our ladies are in attendance. The entire court is. I hope her birthday is a good one because we know that her daughters have been going through some strife. Hopefully they can put it aside just for today and be able to enjoy the day with their mother. I'm also glad that despite the craziness that are happening with each other, they have maintained a really good relationship with their mother. That makes me very, very happy. At least their family hasn't totally fallen apart. It's just within themselves. And just like that, Catarina is an adult, so I'm gonna go ahead, give her a makeover, and then we will resume with the party and fulfill 2 of her birthday wishes. Lady Catarina has aged up into an adult, so we're taking a look at her in Cass. I'm gonna be honest, I like her look now way more than how she was before. She's got a faded green palette with bright red accents that hint to her fiery personality. But I think the green with her symbolizes the guilt she feels about her family falling apart and her not being able to do anything about it. On the other hand, it also symbolizes her hope for harmony between her daughters. Especially with the recent fire that happened, I think Catarina would be quite concerned about what the future has in store for the Night Embers. In terms of hair, makeup, and jewelry, she has more of a contrast now than she did before. She's grown out her hair and wears it pulled away from her face, probably because she has an increasing need for order in her current life. Her makeup is lighter on the lips and cheek, but darker on the eyes, giving her a bold look, and she's got red and gold jewelry. It's interesting that they have heart and snake motifs, since we know that her family is struggling with their love for one another and infighting. And that's all for Lady Catarina. Okay, we are going to have Lady Catarina call everyone to have some cake. So for the fairies who are interested, let's grab ourselves some cake. And oh my goodness, I just love her new look. She looks so pretty. She looks so pretty. She wasn't one of my favorites beforehand. I liked the look of the other fairies way more, but now in terms of appearance, I think she might be one of my favorites. I mean, she looks so pretty. She looks so pretty. I love her. But okay, she has some fascinating things that she wants to do. And Uther, thank you for showing up shirtless. Like, seriously, thank you. She wants to first off chat with Lady Bren. Lady Bren, where'd you go? Bren. Okay, Bren has decided to remove herself from the party. Bren, we're gonna have to find you again, because she wants to chat with you. Maybe share single and loving it tips. Yeah, it seems as though Catarina has more or less completely transitioned into... They have a 3 romance into being kind of single. And the last time they spoke about their relationship status was in Bren's birthday party. And now she's wanting to talk to Bren once more. But this time, she's giving Bren some advice on being single and how she loves the way the new friendship has become, and they don't feel burdened by anything. I suppose she sent Bren a note instead because she realized that maybe Bren didn't want to have that conversation in front of everyone. So, okay. But then the more spicy thing, after she has, made peace with Bren and all of that, she wants to rile up a sim. So who is she gonna rile up? She's gonna be causing some drama on like her birthday party as well, in her birthday party. Okay, let's take a look. Hold on, my beautiful sim. Okay, she has a 45 with Tinka friendship. She has a 99 with Sycorax. She has a 98 with Brant, a 55 with Princess Lynette, a 93 with Princess Jadis, 100 with Queen Supriya, 100 with Kayla, 100 with Titania, 100 with Vivian, and 100 with Bren. So it seems as though she's going to be causing some drama with Tinka. You know what? This makes a lot of sense to me because we know that Vivian and Titania, they have kind of been falling out with each other because when Vivian broke off with Lynette, Titania was still good friends with her. And Vivian had always assumed that at least one of them would kind of stay with Lynette. Titania would. She didn't want to destroy her sister's relationship with Lynette, even though hers had already kind of, gone. It was no more. So she was holding out hope for that in some way at least their family would have some connection with Lynette. But Titania decided to take Vivian's side in that whole thing, and she distanced herself from Lynette in defense of her sister. So Vivian kind of blames Titania for sacrificing that friendship and taking her side. It was like, why did you take my side? I could handle my own problems. You shouldn't have destroyed your friendship because of me. That's why she has a problem with Titania. Titania, meanwhile, yes, she chose her sister and she chose to willingly destroy that friendship, but she blames Vivian's friendship with Uther for causing that whole fiasco in the first place. So it's like the sisters are in defense of each other and of Lynette, but they also are upset at how everything went down. And I think they also see that Tinka and Sycorax are getting close to Lynette, and it wasn't supposed to be that way. It was always supposed to be them. Catarina obviously has noticed this, and I don't think she likes that Tinka has been replacing her daughters, that Tinka and Sycorax have been replacing her daughters. However, Tinka is a lot easier to kind of talk down on than Sycorax. Like Sycorax, she will lash right back at you. So I think for that reason, Catarina is going to rile up Tinka, and this is solely because of her daughters. She's doing this for her daughters. And she is hot-headed, so I don't think there are times when, I don't think she thinks things through sometimes. I mean, usually she might, but she's quite passionate, and I reckon there are times when she just can't control it. She feels very strongly about her family, and I think certain emotions are just overwhelming her right now, and she's lashing out at Tinka. She's trying to rile her up, basically. She's trying to get Tinka to slip up. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, at least she's satisfied that she was able to have a bit of a final word. Although now Tinka is over here talking to her, and this happened in public, so I don't know how everyone would kind of view this. I mean, Vivian was here to kind of see her mother go off at Tinka, Yeah, I don't know how this would be viewed by everyone over here. Lynette is kind of listening, but she's she's not facing them. She doesn't want to involve herself. I think she's conflicted. But we have basically Vivian, the Queen, Kayla, Tinka, and Catarina over here watching everything go down. Drama, drama. And with that said and done, I am going to leave off here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye.